I think this is very telling that Blake Lively's team is starting to get a little scared. Hi and welcome to Blossom Talk. I'm Kjersti Flaa, and here on my channel I talk about my good and bad experiences in Hollywood with celebrities and working as an entertainment reporter. First of all, I have to thank you guys for being so engaged in everything that's happening, and you're so engaged in my videos and I love it. There's so many comments. I have not been able to get through them all. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. But please keep them coming and send me a DM or an email if you have anything that you want me to talk about. I did get some tips lately. People reached out about certain things, and some of it I can talk about and some of it I can't. Oh my God, there's been so much going on lately. I can't really keep up with everything. Every time I go online, there's a new story about the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds saga. And today I just saw that her legal team has issued a gag order against Justin Baldoni's lawyer. They obviously got really stressed out about the video that leaked yesterday. And now they're asking the judge, Louis J. Lehman, if he can issue a gag order against Justin Baldoni's lawyer, meaning that Friedman no longer can go to the press and talk about this case. Her team thinks that if he keeps talking about this and keeps leaking footage and stuff like that, that it could taint the jury and their, opinion about everything that's going on. I think this is very telling that Blake Lively's team is starting to get a little scared. Yesterday, after that footage, the behind-the-scenes footage from that dance scene was released, everyone kept talking about it and how they were trying to see if there was any inappropriate behavior from Justin Baldoni in that scene. And I think most of us who watched it with our own eyes and listened to the recording were like, I cannot point a finger at what was inappropriate here. I think the only thing that video showed was that Blake Lively was a bit nervous. And I think it shows, so many of these actresses have a lot of insecurities. And I think that she felt uncomfortable in the situation. Many people have speculated if she kind of had a crush on him. I said no, then I think yes, and that I don't know. I really don't know. But what I think is true is that Blake Lively probably has issues with intimacy. She felt uncomfortable being intimate in a scene with Justin Baldoni. If it was because of him or if it was because it was intimacy, I don't know. I just think that the way she acted very immature, and the way she said, Ryan and I, we just keep talking to each other all the time. Why don't we just talk in this scene? And Justin Baldoni was like, me and my wife, we just gaze at each other and look at each other. I think that's what we should do in this scene. Basically, that's what they were saying. And when Justin Baldoni said that, she said that, oh, I think we have a sociopath here. I was like, what does that have to do with a sociopath, that you actually can look at the person you love in their eyes for 5 minutes? And, playing in a scene like that, I get it. It's a little nerve-wracking, being intimate with someone that's not your husband. But then again, you are an actress and you sign up for this. So when this video was released, Blake Lively's legal team came out with a statement, and they say, the video shows Mr. Baldoni repeatedly leaning in towards Miss Lively, attempting to kiss her, kissing her forehead, rubbing his face and mouth against her neck, flicking her lip with his thumb, caressing her, telling her how good she smells, and talking with her out of character. If this was during lunch, I would get it, but this is during a scene where a couple is supposed to fall in love with each other. And I haven't seen the script for this specific scene, but it's a scene where you're supposed to see a couple that's in love, and he's trying to act like he is in love. He's saying that he was out of character. And I think the reason why he was out of character was because Blake kept being out of character. She could not handle the intimacy, so she just kept making jokes and kept talking during the scene. So I think that's what this footage proves, if anything, is that she is a very, very insecure person. And I actually found this interview that she did during It Ends With Us press tour, where she addresses exactly this.
Way that I sort of use humor and levity in moments of sadness or pain, because that's the prism through which I can cope and deflect, and I smile in sad moments because it's just how I process things.
Blake Lively admits that she uses humor as a defense mechanism. And I think that's what we see with her. I mean, she did it with Me Too. She was trying to be funny. And that's obviously now I see it a little differently. I see, okay, I pointed at something that she felt insecure about. She felt insecure about her pregnancy, maybe her pregnancy body, and that's why she reacted the way she did. And then she tried to make a joke about it, and then she retracted the joke, saying she was just kidding, which is exactly the same thing she did with him during that scene when she was making fun of his nose, when she said, you know, this is getting nosy, and he was like, I have a big nose. And then she said, you know, we should take a month off of with insurance, and so you can get a nose job, basically. And then she said, just kidding. So this is what she does. She has a very different sense of humor than I do, and a lot of people do, I think. And maybe this is her and Ryan's thing, but it doesn't land well with other people. And I've seen in the comment section, people have pointed this out, how it can be so passive aggressive and like a bullying tactic to say just kidding after you say something. If it's that obvious that it is a joke, you don't have to say just kidding, because that makes it even worse, I think. And the statements from her lawyers actually continue, saying that Mr. Baldoni was not only Miss Lively's co-star, but the director. It doesn't seem in that clip that he's the director. She keeps directing him and telling him to move around like that because of the light. And she's saying like, oh, we shouldn't kiss, we should just talk. So she's acting like the director, if you ask me, except that he once says cut in the middle of it. But apart from that, she's very into controlling that scene. He's not only Miss Lively's co-star, but the director, the head of the studio, and Miss Lively's boss. The video shows Miss Lively leaning away and repeatedly asking for the characters to just talk. But I mean, that depends on what's in the script. So if an actress is signed up for a movie and there's like an intimate scene, the actress can go say, oh no, I don't think they should sleep together in this scene. It's much better if they just do this or that. I mean, that's not in her power to say that. And then they keep saying, any woman who has been inappropriately touched in the workplace will recognize Miss Lively's discomfort. It's funny that they say that now, because the other day they were also, you know, coming out with a statement against Baldoni's lawsuit and all the text messages and everything that he had released, saying, you know, that now they're calling his lawsuit makes him into an abuser. He wasn't an abuser, but now he is. He was just harassing her, but now that lawsuit makes him an abuser. In the interview that I found with Blake Lively, she also says that, you know, she couldn't relate to anything that Lily's character has gone through, which I found interesting. If this was happening through her throughout this shoot, this uncomfortable situation with a man, then why would she say that she's never experienced anything like that? So she couldn't act in that way. So she had to use her own feelings to think what this character might have felt.
It's silly to say I've been fortunate to not experience anything that Lily has. Yeah, it shouldn't be fortunate, but it's all too often that women experience this. And so I think that the reason that it feels very authentic is because it was as if I were experiencing this. What would my heart feel? What would my reactions be?
Yeah, she even said that she wouldn't react in the same way Lily would react, and the same way it's written in the script, which I find like, you know, aren't you supposed to follow the script? Again, she's acting like she's the director of the movie.
You know, instead of doing like exactly what's on the page, if she's going to react this way, I may feel the exact same feeling, but I may not react the way that it's written that she reacts.
I think in general, that video that was released of the two of them dancing slow motion, that was supposed to be slow motion in the movie. I think they just showed a tiny little clip of it in the film. But it's hard to analyze because you're seeing two people that are supposed to be in character that are really not in character, but they're shooting the scene as they are in character. It's really confusing to me, and I don't understand why she wasn't in character throughout that shoot. Why, you know, a director always wants the person that he is directing to be in character, I'm assuming, when they're shooting a movie. So, but she refused to be in character the way I see it. And I find that must be really, really frustrating as a director if you are directing someone who just keeps talking about other things when you're in the middle of a scene. That would be very frustrating to me if I was in that situation. So interestingly enough, I said yesterday that I would have an intimacy coordinator on my show, but she just canceled on me. So she is the fourth person to cancel or ghost me. I've tried to get hold of intimacy coordinators, but they do not want to talk about this. So this again just proves how scared people are of getting involved in any way with this. You know, they're afraid that they're not going to get hired because they had an opinion about something, and that again shows you, you know, how Hollywood works. And I think now when we see what's happening, this is going to get, it's going to get so much trickier to shoot these kind of films. Even though I don't think there was anything raunchy in this movie, I have to say, if you watch Nicole Kidman's Baby Girl this year, that's raunchy scenes. I mean, the scenes that I see in this movie is not bad at all. So if you know you can get sued for things like this, as a director directing someone to do something that's in a script, I think it's going to be a slippery slope from now, directing any movies in Hollywood with intimate scenes. All right, guys, that's it for me for today. Thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. And subscribe and hit the notification button and all that good stuff. Please keep commenting. You're amazing. And thank you for all your really, really sweet comments. It really warms my heart. Sometimes I get really teary-eyed when I read your comments. You're just like so many beautiful, beautiful people. So thank you so much for supporting me. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, take care and be nice to each other. Bye.